Okay, I'm breaking down the five reasons to avoid fatherhood in your 20s. One of the most important things that you have to realize, man, is that the decisions that you make in your 20s, man, will determine how your life plays out for the next 15, 20 years. That's something that young folks don't realize. But I'm just being real with you. Decisions matter, man. And some people it's unfortunate that some people don't have the guidance to make the right decisions. But the decisions you make determine where you are at present day. I remember that line, man. I forgot who told me that. But it rings true, and I think about it from time to time. But decisions that you made in the past determine where you are at present day. Basically, the decisions that you make in the past determine where you are currently. And so, I have got a lot of young cousins, just people who I talk to in general. And in hindsight, I had to think back, and I had to really think about where my life started and why I am in the position that I'm in. As far as, the baby mama drama, career, and all of those things. And they all started from my 20s. I started off my 20s being a family man, and as much as I love my daughters, both of them, I would never want to replace them. I would never want to rewind anything in my life. But the decisions that I made to be a father that early have hurt me, currently. Now I'm making up for it. I have to dig deep, have discipline, be focused, and go through life. But at the end of the day, man, if I had made wiser decisions in my 20s, I'd be in a better place. And I'm giving this for young brothers to let them know, like, man, enjoy your 20s, man. There's no way that you should be a father in your 20s, man, especially in your early to mid 20s. No way. And I challenge anybody on that. I don't give a fuck. You can't convince me that you are the best version of yourself in your early to mid 20s and that you're ready to be a father. I don't give a fuck how you grew up. Your 20s are designed for you to learn, to learn who you are, learn how this world works, stack your paper, and date women, multiple, so you can understand how women think. One of the biggest things, and I wish, man, you know how people say, colleges and schools should teach a course on finance. There should be a course on relationships right up there, and it's more specifically for men, a course on how to deal with women and how women think. Most of your mistakes are going to happen because of a woman or over a woman. She will be involved. Most of the mistakes in your life will always be over a woman. You can challenge me if you want to, but I'm talking as a man. Most men's problems in life will be over a woman, whether it's the drama of a woman, whether it's you paying for a lifestyle by having a certain woman, whether you getting fights over with dudes over a woman, even worst case scenario, shot, killed, go to jail over a woman. Let's do a tally. Let's do research on the majority of men, why they're in prison. It's either going to be drugs or some relationship situations. It could be both. So I made this list, man, of 5 reasons to avoid fatherhood in your 20s. And in particular order, because I did put this in order. The first one is because you have no knowledge of self. That's point blank. You don't know who you are. You don't have any understanding of who you are yet. You will as you grow, as you become a sponge of life in situations, but you don't know who you are yet. You haven't gone through enough adversity. And that's one of the determining factors on who you are, on knowing yourself and trusting yourself and having confidence in who you are, that you can get out of any situation. Really, to be honest with you, when people say having confidence means you trust yourself. That regardless of the situation, you'll get out of it. You'll figure it out. And as a man, that's how you live life. You have to adjust. Things aren't going to go your way. You got to figure out how to get out of it without panicking. Like I said, you haven't gone through any life adversity yet especially that you had to handle on your own. The reason why women, especially younger women, like older men, besides the money, is because they've had life experience and they can give them game. You get game from experience. They love to hear the game about how to succeed. You can't learn that being young. You know what I mean? You don't have the game unless you were raised at 10 years old and you were just around some players, you were around some people, some men who were business owners or very good with dealing with women, which ain't most of us. You're going to have to figure it out as you go. And you ain't going to get that in your 20s. You'll get a little bit of it in your 30s. By your 40s, you should figure it out. You know what I mean? So what have you learned about life in your 20s? Nothing. You either have high school or college knowledge at this point, but neither is going to help you with dealing with life. You know what I mean? One of the highlights of my life was talking to my grandfather in Orangeburg out in the farm. And this was a couple years before he died, but it was one of the illest moments in my life because he just pulled me aside, man, and he just kicked game to me like machine gun knowledge, like this is what you got to do here, this is what you got to do with life, this is what you got to do with here. And one of the things he said was we were just walking around his pond. He got a fishing pond, and we were just walking. He got a wine vineyard, make wine, fishing pond. You know what I'm saying? He lived that farm life. And man, we were walking around the pond and he was just kicking me. He was just kicking knowledge. It's almost like he just wanted to get it out of the system. I never had this conversation with him in my life like that. Not about game. And one of the main things he said, I had just graduated college. And he told me, he said, man, it's cool that you graduated college. That's good that you got a degree. But he said, one thing that your degree will not give you is willpower. So you can have the knowledge, but do you have the will to succeed? You got it in your gut. Nobody can teach you that. You know what I mean? And that always stuck to me because that was one of the things that, you know what I mean? It was one of those, and that always stuck with me because that was one of those things where I was proud of what I had done, but I knew he was right. That it don't matter about this paper. It matters about that dog in you. Can you muster up enough intellect, knowledge, resources, take hits, get bumped, knocked down, get back up? Can you do that shit? Because that's what you're going to get. That's what's going to get you where you want to get to. But he started kicking knowledge to me, man. He was kicking a lot of shit to me, man. It was just so enlightening for him to tell me that stuff. So I say that to say again, and I asked the question. So if you're 20, how are you going to teach your child anything when you don't have any wisdom to give?